Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat on a extremely windy but beautiful, incredibly beautiful, almost 80 degrees. When I left the house up there after we got back from church, I put Chris to pull by the Sonic and she ordered a chicken sandwich and I ate her onion rings. The COVID has messed my taste up so bad that, and Sonic's one of my favorite places. Brahms is one of my favorite places. Dairy Queen, so many places, but for some reason, hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that just don't taste that good, and there's just not much I can eat at those places anymore. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I'm probably getting a little slimmer, but anyway, you ordered a chicken sandwich, and I ate her onion rings and helped her drink her strawberry limeade. We got home from church, and I put Chris to bed. She's taking a nap right now, and I went down on the dock to shoot the Sunday afternoon chat from the dock, but it's so windy down there. It's so windy. I'm down below a hill in a holler right now, but it's so windy down there that it blew my tripod over, and the thing busted a little bit there. And it's not a great tripod. It's not too expensive, and just about to wear out. I think I'm going to have to break down and buy me another tripod. But I might buy one a little bit heavier one, on our commercial tripods that we use to shoot the television show with, we put sandbags on them to hold them down when we shoot them. We really don't shoot off a tripod that much, except commercials and stuff. We shoot in a television show. Mike uses a monopod, and I use my tripod that way a lot, shooting out in the deer and shooting in the woods and stuff like that. And I'm concerned about the audio, but I do have a microphone on, so the audio ought to be good. First of all, I want to start out by saying it's just terrible in Ukraine. I'm going to tell you, I think that we're far away from there. A lot of Americans are just saying, well, that's terrible, it's war, a lot of people getting killed. And we are jaded as a human race to death. We are jaded to the murders and things that are going on. We have so many murders in our cities every single day here in America. We just think, oh, well, somebody got shot and killed. And we don't really, it doesn't really seem to hit home too much until we look at it. Somebody, say a 5-year-old boy that got hit by a stray bullet, or somebody's 1-year-old baby got hit by a stray bullet as they were driving to the supermarket or driving home from church. And we hear that all the time. And I don't know, I guess we just have so much death we see right at our fingertips that we don't think that much about it. But can I tell you, that's terrible over there in Ukraine. Y'all, as I've talked to buddies of mine that have friends over there and friends that have been killed. I've got a buddy of mine, Winston Tucker, that a good friend of his was at his house just 2 weeks ago. And he put him on an airplane. He went back home. He said he's going to take his wife and kids to Poland. And then he was going to go back to over into Ukraine and fight for his country. And they pulled him out of a vehicle. He took his 2 boys out. I think they were like 8 and 10 or 10 and 12 or something like that. Shot them both, and took his wife out of the car, shot her, and then took him out and shot him. And it's just terrible what's going on over there. It's hard to believe that a man and one man, or the Russian leaders, however many people are making all the decisions over there, it's hard to believe that anyone can be that evil in this day and time. But they can, obviously. They can, obviously. And it's hard to believe, though, that the Russian military could be that endeared to the leaders to follow their instructions and kill those people indiscriminately like that. That's not war. That's not fighting in war and killing the enemy. That is murder. It's just simple murder. Any way you cut it is murder. And it's just absolutely horrible. Pray for those people every day. Pray for those people every day. I understand that Ukraine is a very faith-filled country. Lots and lots of Christians there, I'm told, and I think most of them are Catholics, as I've been told, but lots and lots of Christians there. I'm sure there's Baptists and Methodists and Church of Christ and everybody else there too. Might even be some holy rollers there that, also, I don't know, but pray for those people. Pray for those people, and pray that something will happen to stop this nonsense, to stop this indiscriminate killing over there. It's just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Many of you keep asking about Chris and wondering when you're going to see her again on the videos. She is improving all the time, but can I tell you, it's just by little bitty tiny bits. It's just little bitty tiny bits. I can see them. I'm with her every day. If I'm not with her for 3 or 4 days at a time, I can see a little bit bigger difference because I haven't seen her for 3 or 4 days. But I've been with her, pretty much every day all spring, except for the times that I've been out on the road working. I've had her here at the ranch with me the last several days. we do have I do have a girl that that is coming in and helping me take care of Chris. She was here for 6 straight days, come out here and stayed at the ranch. I gave her a room at the ranch, and she stayed here, and she just made my life so much better. She's actually a LPN and an RN, a registered nurse, and she's just done a great job. They did fall one time right off the bat, first day, and scared Miranda worse than it did Chris, and it didn't hurt either one of them. They're both fine, but that's the first time that Chris has fallen since this had happened. But as far as seeing them with the deer, I'm hoping to take her to the pens and let her at least feed some carrots to split ears through the fence. I'd like to see that happen, and maybe Whitey will come up there and eat. She's fed Whitey when he was a baby. She used to feed him and his brother Bazooka both when they were just babies, and they ate out of her hands, ate carrots out of her hands, grapes out of her hands a lot. So he might remember that in his mind. I don't know. He's 2 years old now, but so he might not, but he might. Eat some of those carrots through the fence, and I doubt if I'll take her inside the pens, but I'll probably get her out there. And we're supposed to have some really bad weather coming in here, some rain coming in, which we need the rain. I didn't need it right now because I got a couple of great friends of mine coming down this evening and going to fish the next couple of days. And but anyway, Chris is doing good, and let me tell you what's happening right now that is just so exciting. I mean, she's even getting excited about it, and she's just had doubt in her mind if she would ever be able to walk and talk again. I have no doubt. All my hope is in Jesus. I have no doubt. And I know that Jesus is going to heal her. I know he's going to. I know he's going to. But she can lift her right leg up, the leg that she has not been able to wiggle her toes or move any at all. She can lift that leg up 3 or 4 inches above. I told you last week she was almost, and when she got in her car, she could almost pull that right leg into her car. So up around her, probably her hip and her groin area, those muscles are connected to her brain a little bit and telling that leg to move. So I think it's just a matter of time. If we can keep getting her rehab, Stephen McCartney has been coming and doing rehabs. He came this last week, we wasn't but 2 days. He came both days, Thursday and Friday. It's only 2 days that we were here. We came back to the ranch Wednesday, and he's going to come back this next week for a couple of days, and so hopefully that leg is going to continue to get movement in it, and once that leg will happen, then it's just a matter of learning how to walk again. That's not easy, and that might take months for her to learn how to walk again and get balanced and learn to get up in her feet. You know, the little girl's 75 years old. She's not a baby anymore, although she's my baby. She's my baby, but she's still my little girl, I guarantee you. But she is. She's got to get strength back, and she's got to learn her balance, got to learn to walk and everything. But she's doing good. She's going to be back out there feeding those fish sometime here pretty soon. We did get to fish down here. We fished Thursday and Friday. And my buddy Larry Sissel came down, brought a buddy of his, Jeff, and my buddy from up in Kansas that I've been fishing and hunting with since we met at a BASS tournament on the St. Lawrence River many, many years ago, 20 or 30 years ago. I drew him as a partner. We didn't have co-anglers back in that days. We just simply drew each other as partners. I drew him as a partner. We became very, very good friends. He's a little bit older than me. We hunt and fish together all the time up there in Kansas. He's been to the ranch many, many times. We've actually, he's got fished as, once they started having co-anglers, he fished as a co-angler in some of the BASS and FLW tournaments, and he would go and practice with me and Chris a couple days during practice, and then be a co-angler in the tournament. So he's a great friend. He brought his son Scott down here. First time Scott had been here, we whacked him. I mean, we whacked him. We actually went to the other lake and fished off the bank and caught a lot of fish there also. The fish didn't bite. That was Thursday. The fish didn't bite nearly as good Friday. And they bit pretty well Friday morning, and then they slacked off and didn't bite much Friday afternoon. But I've got another great friend of mine, Jeff Shaw, who is the now retired president of O'Reilly Auto Parts, and his brother Lewis. And Lewis and I have fished together before. And Lewis and Jeff are coming down to fish a couple of days here at the ranch. And we're supposed to have terrible weather, where the rains are supposed to start in here sometime, I think, tonight or early in the morning, and they're supposed to blow. I mean, the rain's supposed to rain like we're talked about. They're talking about 2 inches. 1.7 inches is what's forecasted right here. 1.7 inches. Every time they forecast that, we get like 2 tenths or 3 tenths. We have had 1.5 tenths this year in 2022, and here it is March March 20th. We've almost used up a quarter of the year. We have 1.5 inches of rain. This is terrible. I've got 2 pallets of seed coming. We got to get some moisture in that ground so we can plant that seed. But Jeff and Lewis will be here fishing a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, and then I've got some appearances later in the week this week. If any of y'all are down around Martinez, Georgia, I'll be in Abilene Baptist Church. That's right outside of Augusta, Martinez, Georgia, on Thursday night, March 24. The last time I talked to them, they were just about sold out on tickets, and they may have some tickets left, I don't know. But check with them over there at Abilene Baptist Church. I'll be there Thursday night, and what the event is called, it's a men's steak dinner, their annual men's steak dinner. So, hey, if you want to come and visit and have a great evening, that'll be a great time to do it, because they're going to feed you steak. They're going to feed you steak. It's a steak dinner in Martinez, Georgia. So that's going to be great. I then will come back, fly back to Tulsa like at 4:30 or 5 o'clock on Friday morning. I will be out at the MLF, Major League Fishing. I think they call that the Red Crest. It's their championship, their year-end event, like the Bassmaster Classic, the FLW Championship. It is their year-end event that I don't know if everybody fishes it or you qualify. I'm not real sure. But it'll be held on Grand Lake. They will have a big expo and show around that tournament at the Expo Center in Tulsa. And it'll just be great. There's going to be a lot of exhibitors, a lot of things. You can see new products. You can see boats, motors, rods, reels, all kinds of stuff. I will be there all 3 days. I'll be there working for Shell Rotella. I will have my Shell Rotella Ranger boat. I will not have my new one. My new one is done and it's ready, but still got to be wrapped. And I still got to put my Garmin's on there and my Minn Kota trolling motor, I think, and my ride height. And I thought my power poles are on the way, but I've got to put all that stuff on. And it might be a couple more weeks before I actually get that boat. But I will be there. I'll have my Shell Rotella boat that I've been fishing out of for the last year, a little over a year. That boat's only got like 40 hours on it or something like that. It's amazing. It does have a few scratches because I fished on it a lot. On the wrap, they're not on the boat, they're just on the wrap. But I'll have that boat there on display. I'll have it all lit up. My blink lights will be blinking and everything. I'll be there all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will either be in our Shell Rotella booth where that boat will be. You'll be able to find it really easy. I hopefully will have some of my Catch of the Better Life books to sell. I'm not positive. We still don't have them. We are promised to get them. But we will be there all 3 days of that tournament. I might be over in the Bass Pro Shop and the Tracker booth some. They're going to be there also. I might be over in the Mercury booth or Garmin. I don't know, but I'll mostly be in my booth here. We'll be doing seminars, I think, every day also. So if you're anywhere around Tulsa, Oklahoma, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think that is 25, 6, and 7. 25, 6, and 7, I believe is when that is, that I'll be there in Tulsa. The following weekend, beginning on Wednesday, March 30, 31, I'll be in Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri, the mother store for the World Fishing Fair, the largest fishing event ever held anywhere in the world. I think they're giving away like $250,000 worth of free stuff there. It'll be magnificent. Everybody will be there. If it's the who's who of fishing, they'll all be there. Roland Martin will be there. Hank Parker will be there. Bill Dance will be there. Ricky Clunn, Kevin Van Dam, Edwin Evers, on and on and on and on and on. I could name names and name names. Ott Defoe, my buddy Ott, you know, a professional bowler turned fisherman, and he's done pretty good at it. Ott and I fished together, and he's a lot of fun to fish with, and he's a great former Bassmaster Classic champion. He's absolutely fantastic. But I will be over there at that on the last 2 days of this month, the first 3 days of April. And then we plan on doing a lot of fishing in April. And things are still wintry. You look behind me, it's still wintry, but I think the grass in our burned fields got greener from the time we went to church this morning to the time we got home. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I believe they will. Before I end this thing and talk about something that I think is real important, I want to mention that we do have a Catch a Better Life sweepstakes going on. And how you get into that, how you enter into that, it costs nothing to enter. Go to Catch a Better Life, all one word, small letters, catchabetterlife.com. And if you'll scroll down to the bottom of that, when you go onto that website, if you'll scroll down to the bottom of it, you'll have some blanks, fill those blanks in, and you're entered. Doesn't cost you anything. The official launch date, or I guess what they call it, but the date it'll be in the bookstores, the official time it'll be in the bookstores is April 5. And that is the last day. That's when they'll pick the winner. So you'll accept entries through April 5, which is about another 16, 17 days, something like that. So go to catchabetterlife.com, not jimmyhouston.com, catchabetterlife.com, and enter to win that sweepstakes. And we're giving away about $250 worth of stuff. I don't know if I can remember it all. One of them will be a signed autograph Catch a Better Life book. One will be a Jimmy Houston camouflage rod and reel, spinning rod and reel. One of our Lucky Strike tackle boxes. It's got 7 or 8 lures in it. It's worth about $50 in itself. And the little tackle box and the lures, including a Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait. We might even throw in a Jimmy Houston t-shirt or two. I don't really know if that's part of the prize or not. We'll probably throw them in anyhow. But some High Seas fishing line, High Seas Grand Slam fishing line. The fishing line I've used for the last several years. Absolutely as good a fishing line as you can ever buy. And it's not nearly as expensive as a lot of them. But and I'm sure I'm missing, it's the Jimmy Houston sunglasses, autographed, not autographed, but signature sunglasses, polarized sunglasses made by Solar Bat. You win all of that, over $250 that you will win, over $250 that you'll win. I get a lot of ideas about, stick keeps hitting me there in the shoulder. I think somebody's slipping up behind me. Sasquatch. We got a couple Sasquatch here on the ranch, and I keep thinking he's up tapping me on the shoulder, probably wanting to talk to you a little bit in the Sunday afternoon chat. You see a Sasquatch on here, share that with your friends for sure. It'll probably go viral. But I always get ideas from our preacher's sermon, and a preacher was talking about this morning was talking about actually giving things to God and how you do that, how you really turn it over to God and have peace and tranquility in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. And he gave 3 or 4 examples, but the one that I like probably as much as anything, or 3 or 4 things that you should do, was that in order to give the problems to God that you may have, like the problem that Chris and I are going through right now, the fact that she is totally disabled from that stroke. She can talk, but not all the time and not plainly all the time. She can't walk yet. She can't use her right arm at all, but her right leg is coming back. I have given that 100% to my God and laid it at the foot of the cross for God to heal Chris. And I know he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it. We're almost a year into that. April 5 will be a year. And some of you might be saying, Jimmy, in fact, some of you all have told me, very few, but a couple, 2 or 3 have said, she's not going to ever walk again. Just give up on that. She's going to sit in that wheelchair forever. She's not. I'm telling you, she's not. But, and they said, she's not going to talk plainly. You're going to have to play charades with her the rest of your life. It's a lot of fun to play with Chris, but charades is not the game that we play. But anyway, I believe that she's going to be healed. I believe that she'll be healed totally. But he talked about it, instead of just praying silently to God or hoping or wishing that problem that you have might be solved, is to speak that out verbally to God in your prayers and give it to Him. Speak that out to Him, like her disability, her deal from the stroke. And I did that from day one. I prayed to God and prayed right out loud, Lord, I'm giving this to you. Keep that little girl alive. Keep that little girl alive. And He did. And when the doctor told me she would most likely never leave that hospital alive, I said, God, don't let His words come true. Don't let Him know what He's talking about. He's a brain surgeon. He's really, really smart, way smarter than this poor country fisherman, but don't let him be right. I'm counting on you. He didn't have God written on his name tag. I'm counting on you to keep her alive. He kept her alive. And we fight her blood pressure all the time. We take her blood pressure 2 or 3 times a day. She takes 10 pills in the morning, 10 at night. There's still a lot of work going on, but God is keeping her alive. God is keeping her alive. And God is going to let her walk again. God is going to let her talk again. And that sweet voice is coming back. She still sounds sometimes just like a man, but don't tell her I said that. Do not tell her I said that. But when that sweet voice is back, when she's talking softly to me, at night when we go to bed, or in the day when we're driving down the road and she's talking, and it's that sweet voice is there, it just melts my heart. It just melts my heart. And I just pray, God, bring that sweet voice back all the time. And He will, and He's going to. But if you've got a problem, if you've got something in your life that, I don't care if it's financial, if it's a health problem, if it's a family problem, if it's a business problem, or whatever it is, sit down and talk to God about it out loud. Speak that problem to God. Yeah, sure, they're saying, well, God knows what my problems are. Absolutely He does. But there's just some power in you speaking that to God out loud. If nothing else, it strengthens your faith to say, God, I'm giving this girl to you. I'm laying her at the foot of the cross. Keep her alive. God, I'm giving this girl to you. I'm putting this problem of her not walking. at the foot of the cross. God, heal her, let her walk again. And just speak that to him and speak it daily. Speak it all the time. And God will listen and God will perform miracles. That song out there, rattling bones, you know, I don't think God's going to run out of miracles anytime soon. And I'm telling you, he's created, he's performed miracles already and keeping Chris alive and bringing her back, her healing back this far. But you ain't seen nothing yet because he's going to heal her completely. About to blow my. I'm down here in the bottom. I'm below a big hill down here. I'm completely blocked from the wind. That's how hard it is. It's 30 miles an hour, and they said it could blow gusts to 50. I think that's what's coming in here now. Just about blew my tripod over, and I'm protected from the wind. But anyway, speak your problems, speak your needs, speak what you want God to do. Yeah, he knows about your problem already, but he wants to hear your faith come out. He wants to hear your belief. He wants to hear you tell him, God, here's what I want you to do. I'm believing, I'm trusting that you can do it. Can I tell you he will? I've seen it happen over and over and over and over again in my life. And yep, I'm expecting it to happen again. I sure am. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one this week. And remember, no matter what happens this week, no matter what happens, do not let the circumstances control you. Do not let other people control you. For goodness sakes, don't let the devil control you. You make the day doesn't make you. You make the week doesn't make you. And if you start the day of God, the day with the Word of God every day, if you'll just start with one scripture, two scriptures, just start a little bit with God every day. When you start early in the morning, if you forget to do it and at your house as you're driving to work or whatever, you just say, Lord, I'm giving this day to you. It's your day. You do with it whatever you want. You do with it whatever you want. If you're not subscribed to the Catch of the Day channel, go in there and subscribe. If you want to get in this sweepstakes, try to win that $250 prize pack, over $250, go to catchabetterlife.com and enter. Costs nothing to enter. And you got a chance to win that, and we're going to be giving it away in just a couple of weeks. So you got to get entered right now if you want to get in it. Those of you that have ordered the books, the day we get them in, we will start shipping them out. And the day we get them in, as soon as they can get them to me, I will start personalizing and autographing those that you wanted autographed. There's several hundred of them ordered that didn't want autographs, and we'll get those out to you just as quick. We'll set them out the day or the next day they come in. I promise you we'll do that. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great week, and remember, I sure do love you.